welcome back to my channel. Guess what, y'all? We are literally like a little bit over 450 subscribers. Like, it's kind of crazy to think about the fact that like 450 plus of y'all are here. That's like what, a mid-size concert venue? Probably a small to mid. Girl, it's not a mid. That's like a small concert venue. I love a good little intimate concert venue. So thank you for joining. We're close to 500, which means we're going to be close to 1,000, which means things are happening. Just wanted to note that. Thank you so much for joining my journey. It's been a fun and interesting journey so far, and something that I've been really wanting to talk about for a while because I've seen a ton of these videos pop up on my TikTok and YouTube before fall started. But the whole reinventing, rebranding yourself type of journey videos, I know a lot of us have seen these pop up and are recommended. I wonder like what y'all think about these kind of videos. Let me know in the comments down below. I feel like I like them, but the fact that I'm just seeing so many of them, and I know they have really good intentions, but seeing like 20 different videos saying reinvent yourself before 2023 ends, blah, 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 it can cause a little bit of anxiety within me. I'm not sure if some of y'all feel the same, but sometimes when I see all of these videos pop up, I'm like, what's gonna happen if I don't actually like reinvent myself? I am also going on my own reinvention journey. Feel like mine started in the summer because I don't know, once like the summer solstice hit, something within me was like, we gotta change some things. I'm just here to tell y'all, if you don't have your life together by the end of the year, that's totally fine. It's okay. It's just so easy to feel like you have to reach like all of your goals within a certain time frame, when some goals, like, you might have thought that they needed to be reached within 2 months, but as you're going through them and you're taking the actionable steps to create it, you realize, oh wait, actually I need a little bit more longer, or actually I finished these goals. So I think everyone's journey is totally different. And if you're not able to like reinvent yourself in the fall and the winter, that's fine. If you don't feel like you need to reinvent yourself, don't like force yourself. So today I'm just here to give you some reminders about this whole change within yourself type of journey, reinvention, rebranding, to help you figure out if you actually even need one. And if you do feel like you need one, certain things to remember to ensure that this journey is authentic and genuine to you. There's some tips out there that I've seen, I'm like, I'm not sure if this would actually be helpful to me personally. And of course, like not every tip or advice is going to help everyone, but I feel like there are certain things that I keep hearing over and over again. I'm like, I'm not sure if everyone needs to follow that route. So stick around if you want to follow my journey of self-development. So look, like I said, there is this sense of urgency, and I feel it too. It's because seasons have changed and they're continuing to. We've got like what, 2 months left in the year. This urgency can put a bit of pressure on you if you feel like you wasted your year. If you are in the boat where you feel like you wasted your year and you feel like you need to go on a reinvention journey, for sure go and do that. But I want you to first like think about if you actually need to reinvent and rebrand your life. Because I realized most of what my reinvention, rebrand journey that has started since the summer has been a lot more of just me listening to myself and trusting myself and trusting my gut, which is not a total reinvention. It's more so that I'm surpassing these constant like hurdles and blocks that I've put up myself to actually reach who I truly am and what I truly want. And that like really starts with like trusting my gut and my intuition. And I realized I didn't need to become, or I don't need to become a new person or do something new. I just have to listen to myself and not second guess myself and not distrust who I am. Rebrands and reinvention is all about the season that you're in. I think different seasons call for different tasks and tools to align your life in the way that you want it to go. You might not need to reinvent like your whole life or a small part of your life. And if you feel like you need one, I want you to think about like what exactly you want to rebrand. Is it like a small part of your life or is it your whole life? Because those two tasks I feel like call for different tactics. Reinventing a small part of your life might feel like more accessible than like your whole life, because there are so many different aspects of our lives. And so when you're really like starting the process and you're digging deep into like what you're trying to shift, you realize, oh, there's like actually a lot that goes into this. And it might not, you might need more than 2 months. You might need like a whole year, which is totally fine. Just really identify like what you want to rebrand, and make sure you're not just hopping onto this because it's something that's trending and it's something you're getting inundated with like that kind of content, because you don't want to like spend 2 months trying to change your life and then realize, oh wait, actually I didn't need to do that, because that's just 2 months wasted. You don't want to waste those months if you are in the boat of feeling like you've wasted your year. So really dig deep and think about what you actually need to rebrand, and if you actually need to rebrand your life. If you feel like you wasted your 2023, we put so much pressure on ourselves, and we are looking at other people's lives and we see like the growth that they've had without looking within ourselves and looking at the past year and seeing what we've completed. Because if you really look at how your year went, maybe you didn't actually waste it. Maybe you made like smaller steps. You're kind of diminishing the power of like the smaller steps that you've implemented. And so don't diminish that, because small steps are so crucial, because the small steps are your foundation, and that's what helps you reach these big goals. Those habits that you're putting in, or those small goals that you've reached, they are what will help you become successful. You also will need to remember to think about why you want to change. Is this something internal and intuitive, or is this something more like superficial and outwardly expression? So like you want to change the way you dress or change your mindset, because those are like two different things that have different levels of severity to them. The reasons you want to change, you realize, are a little bit more superficial. You don't need to put too much pressure on yourself to rebrand your entire life. You just really need to make those changes to like the outwardly outside things that you were trying to achieve. You'll also need to remind yourself that you will fall back into old patterns, because those old patterns are just habits that you've built up, that your body, that your mind is used to. They will come back at you and you'll fall back into it, and you'll want to fall back into it. But you'll have to really create the discipline to not fall back into those old patterns. And if you do fall back into those old patterns, it's okay, but you have to remember to pull yourself out of the old and into the new. This whole journey is about you rebranding and reshifting into the person that you have always wanted to be. Remember to not put too much pressure on yourself when you do fall back into old patterns, because that's just how habits are. They are a little bit sneaky, especially if they are like bad habits and bad patterns. You shouldn't want to become an entirely new person. And let me explain what I mean. I've seen people say like, oh, pick a character, pick someone that you like admire. And I think it's great to take inspiration from people, but if you're rebranding yourself, it's not to become someone else. It's to help yourself understand what intention looks like, what habits you need to implement. It's really an internal process that helps you like shift out of old habits and bad habits. It shouldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna copy this influencer because I love the way they look and their lifestyle. Like, you can take inspiration from that person, but you can't fully copy someone else, because that's someone else. That's someone else's life. This is why I think the rebrand journey is really something deeper and something that you really have to sit with yourself and dig deep into, because if you focus your rebrand journey on the superficial, like materialistic things, that's what you're gonna get. Like, you're just gonna like get the superficial part, and you're not going to like internally be reinvented into what you feel like you want to be. So you have to make sure this is like a deep internal process that you are really connected to, something that you are really committed to, because without that commitment and dedication, what's the point of the journey? Like I said, you're gonna be wasting your months again. So I just really want you to remember to think about the deep parts, the internal parts, the subconsciousness, all of that you have to reshift, especially if you are someone who like tends to ignore like what you're like spiritual parts of your body and what your internal parts of your body are telling you to, you're not going to be able to truly reinvent yourself and really become the person that you truly desire and truly like fully love. And that goes into my next part. You have to love yourself. You have to fall in love with yourself, because if you don't have that self-love, your journey is not going to be a journey. It's not going to be something that you truly will be committed to, because you don't have that care and trust for yourself. So that means like committing to yourself, treating yourself how you want to be treated by others, taking care of yourself from within. And when you're able to really have that like deep relationship with yourself, where you truly admire and accept the parts of you that sometimes you have brushed aside or hidden, that is when you can truly feel your reinvention happening. The whole point of a reinvention and rebrand journey, at the root of it, is to have like self-acceptance and self-love, so that you can actualize the person who you have always been. I really don't think we're trying to become new people. That might be like the initial interest in wanting to rebrand, because you see like someone has become a new person, but I don't think these people are actually becoming new people. They are actually just trusting and being who they have always been. They're honoring who they really are. It does take a lot of dedication, but I think if we just remember to fall in love with ourselves, trust our gut, reshift our subconscious and our mindsets, you can actually have a reinvention journey that you need. Yeah, you are unique, so I want you to discover that interesting, like unique parts of you, honor it, and always express it. Don't hide it, because that's what makes interesting people interesting. They're truly aware of themselves and they accept who they are. They accept their mistakes and they accept their faults. So I want you to be able to be as comfortable with yourself as you can be, to actually rebrand your life, because that's where it starts. It starts with you, and then you can access all these like material things that you're trying to achieve. So those are just some reminders that I wanted to share with you guys as you're trying to think about if you should rebrand your life, or if you are going through the process already. So thank you so much for watching. I will be back next week with some more videos about confidence and self-love and habits, because I've kind of fallen off of my good habits and resorted back to some of my bad habits, which, like I said, bumps on the road, it's fine. But I'm really excited to share those videos with you, so I can share what I've been doing to help myself get back on my Zoom, and hopefully these help you. So I'll see you guys next time.